And let's go back just a year to last year when you started from the pit lane and finished 10th. Yeah. That was amazing. But did you actually overtake anyone on the circuit?
You were to the two Marussias and a Sauber.
Yeah,
but,
okay. You did all the overtaking because there were only 3 overtaking.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a shame because imagine for me in my first ever qualifying in Monaco with a Formula 1 car to be P8 and suddenly get to know that you are starting instead of P8, that is fairly easy points, you're starting from the pit lane. So I was quite depressed the night of Saturday, but suddenly we made a really good strategy call on the soft tire. We switched and we did nearly the whole race in the soft tire, and this allowed us to jump everyone and finish 10th. There's some storms coming for Sunday. I think even if it will not look so nice, we could have some interesting rain around the track on Sunday. Even yesterday, you know, we drivers in free practice, we drive around 80-90% of our capability. We left the 100% for quali. And even if in the 80-90% of our capability you touch walls and you go straight into Saint-Devote and you have moments, and it shows just how difficult and how much of a challenge this is.
What are your main memories of that day when you won?
Yeah, well, we did some filming the other week, and Fernando reminded me that I've only won here once. Have you won it twice?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. When was that? It's a long time ago, wasn't it? Yeah, mine was 7 years ago as well.
And safety car potentially as well, almost certainly.
Yeah, there've been a lot of people, as we say, running out of talent over the last couple of days, driving into walls. Yeah, it's a tricky place to drive.
Sunday night, normally good parties here, so when you win, normally you enjoy a little bit more. No. He doesn't remember that. That's why.
The other thing is that McLaren have actually won more times here, easily more times here than anyone else. Now you can understand, I guess, working with that team, exactly why that is.
I won one with McLaren, and well, I think McLaren has been one of the best teams in history in Formula 1, and Monaco is the circuit that we race every single year in history of Formula 1. So that's quite a good link, between McLaren and Monaco. And I think that's also one of the reasons why we drive for McLaren, because we want to win in Monaco, and Sunday we have another opportunity.
Yeah. Jenson, you've been with the team.
If I win on Sunday, I'm definitely retiring. That's it. Swan song, as we say.
Got these hats, 50 years of Grand Prix racing McLaren since 1966.
Yeah, we try and celebrate everything, especially when we're not winning. So this is great. I love it.
Have we got some questions out there for? Oh yeah.
Which one of you do you think has got the best beard?
Which one of you cooks the best meal?
No!
Beard. Sorry, beard. I'm sure it was.
I'm not being funny, but I think they're both pretty rubbish, to be fair.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, we're still young, so maybe when we get a bit older, we can grow a better one.
Okay, giant selfie with Fernando Alonso. Please hold together. Hands in! Jenson Button! Yeah! That's right.
Yesterday, where did that time come from? Obviously your own brilliance, but your own talent, but also, what was the car absolutely right?
I was pretty happy with it. In the morning it was not bad, but we made some improvements, and then in the afternoon, it was quite comfortable, and we found some time on the ultra softs, which we didn't really find in the morning. We were able to start getting a bit more out of the engine. So I've got the new engine this weekend, and we were able to put it in more of a qualifying mode in the afternoon and see what it was like. So it's obviously a few things coming together yesterday, which worked well.
Now, is it true you don't have that specification of engine, the same spec?
Yeah.
You haven't got it? I haven't got it here. So you get it in Montreal, providing he doesn't rubbish it?
No, we should both have it in Montreal.
Okay, so is there a reason for that? Is it because he's more long-standing in the team?
I already heard it before I even jumped in the car in Barcelona. So, Daniel was higher in the points than the driver, so pretty normal, I guess.
You say you've raised the bar, for example. Does that put pressure on you?
No, not so much. It's just people expect you to do the same job every time. Of course, that is not going to happen. And like I said, I'm getting used to the car. Of course, I won my first race, but there were a lot of circumstances what led to that.
Does it put pressure on him?
No, I don't think so.
Does it put pressure? A guy who knows a guy who knows racing pretty well said whenever you have a change of teammates who all of a sudden performs like that, it puts pressure on both of you. Maybe you don't notice it.
I think there's, there's always some form of pressure, and I think that the first one to put it on to put the pressure on is ourselves. So I'll always put pressure on myself to try and do the best I can, and obviously with Max coming in, it's another challenge. Obviously Max brings a lot of talent, a lot of speed to the table, and every driver does something different, whether it's a driving style or a way he approaches a session or whatever. So even though Max is now he's a Grand Prix winner, but you know, for his age there's a lot of inexperience. He still brings a lot of new things, and it's quite interesting to learn from him as well. So I've had Seb, massively experienced guy, now with Max, it's cool. So you can always learn something, and I think that's a challenge in itself. And yeah, sure, it puts pressure on, you know, every time you get a teammate, a different teammate. It's always the next guy to beat, the next guy to beat. So I think in Barcelona we both stepped up our game, which was pretty cool.
If you are the son of an ex-Formula 1 driver, they're already looking at you a bit more, but then luckily I was doing well, so that takes pressure away. Of course, when you're doing not so well, then it starts to become a problem. And luckily I haven't had that so far, so let's keep it up.
Nou, ze is geen vraag. Ik heb alles al gelezen en gezien van die in de krant in Nederland. Ik heb één vraag. Mijn hand.
Yeah, you want to answer?
Max would like to say that he loves me as a teammate, and yeah, he's never faced not only a fast driver but a beautiful driver. So, there you go.
Yeah, that was also a question. So, yeah. Very good, very good.